Alright, Shalom Akim. Koholayim Lad, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Hakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, a great millstone of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Yahawah that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to you all. Barakatha. Alright, so the name of this lesson, basically what I'm going to be doing is reviewing the movie Glass. The Lord had it on my spirit, man, to get into the whole series. So I watched the first one, Unbreakable, then I watched the second one, Split, and then I finished it off with the last movie, Glass. Right? So the name of this lesson is going to be They Know We Exist. They know we exist. And when I say they, I'm talking about Esau, Edom, the elite of Esau, Edom. They know this. And indeed, the elites of all these other nations, they all know it. All of them. The ones at the highest branches, they know who we are. They know that we exist. They know what we're capable of. Right? So as I'm going to get into this movie, there's a couple points that it really needs to be addressed on it. Because this is a highly spiritual movie. Highly spiritual movie for those who understand the scriptures, right? This is a highly spiritual movie. It's not just some action movie. This means something, right? Even with the one that's not seen as powerful, right? Samuel L. Jackson's character goes by the name of Elijah. Which is very spiritual already, right? The fact that he's named after the prophet Elijah, his body is capable of breaking. His body is easily breakable. But his superpower is his mind. His superpower is his mind. Right? Then you got the one dude, Bruce Willis. He's indestructible. Right? He's indestructible, and the only thing that can kill him is water. Right? That's his form of kryptonite. Then you got the other actor. So the other character is James McAvoy, and his superpower is the ability to change different personas among his in his mind, Slakia, right? So he can change many different personas in his mind. Okay, and that was seen as a mental disorder in order for the brain to protect the body, right? But ultimately, what it transcended into was an entirely different persona that was capable of destroying and being like a beast, like a beast-like ability, right? Where he can climb walls, flat surfaces, where he could bend steel, all these types of things, right? But as it goes on further into the story, into the last bit of the story, man, in the movie The Glass, it gets extremely, extremely spiritual. And all kinds of scriptures just pop out in your head, man, as you continue to watch. All right, so let me start this off with Job. Job chapter 17, verse 8. It says, "Upright men shall be astonished at this, and the innocent shall stir up himself against the hypocrite." right? And the biggest hypocrite is Esau, Edom, right? Beginning with the tribe of Amalek. These are the hypocrites, right? And these are the impostors. It says, the upright men shall be astonished at this, and the innocent shall stir up himself against the hypocrite. The righteous also shall hold on his way, and he that hath clean hands shall be stronger and stronger. You see, this is about the elect. This is about the elect. And these devils know that the elect are among us. The elect are among us. Right? The video that was that's been circling that's been going through the Brotherhood was the video by the video with what's the name? David Wilcock. Right? David Wilcock was speaking on the black Jesus, quote unquote black Jesus. It was an angel, right? Who we believe was an angel over in Africa, who was able to perform miracles, you know what I'm saying, reminiscent to that, equating to what Yahawah was able to do when he walked this earth, right? Healing sick, you know what I'm saying, raising the dead, doing miraculous works, and he was indestructible. And you know, the elites among Esau, Edom, they tried to kill him. They tried to have him destroyed, right? And when he walked away, he was like, "Listen, I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna leave. But a time is gonna come when there's gonna be many more just like me, and you won't be able to stop them."
The Black Jesus story was probably one of the most shocking things I ever heard. It came from my insider, Jacob, I call him that in the book, who actually was working for the Rothschilds and still does, and also is a whistleblower who doesn't really do what they want, but continues to work for them because he feels like there's some very serious extraterrestrial threats to Earth and that what they're doing is very necessary to protect us. So the story goes that in the 1960s, there was a black man in Africa who came in with abilities complementary to those of Jesus. And he was performing miracles. He was starting to get people to listen to what he had to say. And the cabal tried to kill him. And, you know, they could shoot him in the head and his skull would just regenerate and the flesh would grow back and he was fine. And, you know, so the crazy story that I heard, which, and remember, I was told at the time that if I disclosed this, that I would be killed. And I ended up putting it in the book anyway. But the story was that this guy, you know, they finally said, okay, we're going to bring you to the United Nations and share your message with the world. Let's get you on this flight. They bring him on this flight. And instead of bringing him to the United Nations, they shot him repeatedly and then actually had some kind of meat grinder device and basically like a bandsaw, I guess, and sawed up his body into a whole bunch of pieces, put him in these very like radioactive shielded containers, and then had all these fighter jets dock with the plane and fly his body parts to all corners of the world, where then these containers turned them into ash. And they thought that maybe this would defeat him, like that his body somehow, the tissue was necessary. So if they destroyed all the tissue in all these places across the world, maybe they could defeat him. Well, he then regenerated in their offices and was fully fine, fully intact. But the sad part is that he said, you know, you guys so badly do not want me to be here that I am not going to be able to do any more. You're going to get what you want, but bear in mind that in the future, many others like me will be coming, and when they do, you will not be able to stop us.
Wow. Wow. Well,
that is all I know. Unfortunately, there's nothing more to the story than that. I don't.
Incredible.
This was an angel talking about the elect that's going to raise up in the times that's coming. Right? So let me read verse 9 again. It says, this is Job 17:9, and reads, the righteous also shall hold on his way, and he that hath clean hands shall be stronger and stronger. Right? And I think this is highly spiritual right here. It says, what does it say? It says, you cannot contain what you are. You can't contain what you are. Right? You see, the Most High is about to unlock the potential in his chosen. Right? Just as the scriptures say, then shall it be known who am I chosen. The Most High is going to activate his elect. Right? He's going to turn us from fishers into hunters. And then Jeremiah chapter 51 is going to the prophecy is going to come to pass. You see? Where he's going to turn us into his weapons of war. Okay? So, another point in the movie was how she had them all in this psych ward, right? This psych ward, as you can call it, where it's a whole institution for the mentally insane, right? She's trying to convince these men that they do not have superpower or supernatural power. She's trying to convince them that they don't have spiritual power or anything like that, right? And that's exactly what these devils are trying to do to us today, right? When they're sending out these so-called apologists to try and explain away, the Israelites waking up, the great awakening that's happening. They're trying to dissuade it, right? They're trying to dissuade it, saying that, oh, you're not the children, or it doesn't matter about Israel. Israel doesn't matter anymore. You know what I'm saying? And then you got people like Vocab Malone trying to say that, they believe that they'll get superpowers. You know what I'm saying? Trying to persuade us that this isn't what it is. That these scriptures are not saying what they're saying. And that the Israelites are not waking up in these last days. And that all these prophecies that's written of in this book are not coming to pass. That's what all these agents are for. These agents are here to deter us from what's written. But you can't contain who you are, man. You can't contain that. You can't contain what you are. The Most High has said this clearly. Let's go to Psalms. Psalms chapter 83. Psalms chapter 82, verse 6. Psalms 82, verse 6, it says, I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes. You see, the children of Israel are the sons of the Most High, man. The children of the Most High power. Right? Yasha Allah. He prince power. Right? We are the princes of the power. Okay? So then when you get into it, towards the end, you find that this was one huge cabal. Right? This was one huge cabal. This is one great this doctor, she was a part of a secret society. Right? Today we call it the Illuminati. Okay? Or they call themselves the Illuminati, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, she was supposed to come in as a psychiatrist, right? She was supposed to play the role as a psychiatrist in order to to persuade these people that they were not super, that they didn't have any superpower, super abilities, or nothing like that. And if she could not persuade them, she was supposed to kill them. You see what I'm saying? And that's what the whole point was. And that's what it always is, man. That's what it always is. So let's go to Psalms chapter 83. Verse 1. It says, keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Right? They that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Right? They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. You see, who's the hidden ones? We are the hidden ones, man. That's why she said to Elijah, she said what? We can't have gods walking among us. We can't have gods walking among us, because Elijah's hypothesis is that your modern day comics are a broken, not a broken, but like a form of recording, right? A form of recording of what was lost, right? A recording of great people who walked amongst us on this planet in times past, right? As a matter of fact, let's finish this off right here. Verse 3. Psalms 83, verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, right? So-called white man. The Ishmaelites, the so-called Arabs. The and of Moab, so-called Chinese. The Hagarenes, Gabal, Ammon, so-called Japanese, and Amalek, the chief house, or the chief tribe of the house of Edom, so-called white people. We know them today as the Jews, right? They call themselves Jews. The Philistines and the inhabitants of Tyre, right? Even those amongst the so-called African races, man, who know that we are the Israelites and that they are the Hamites. We are the sons of Shem. They are the sons of Ham. They know that. All this whole list, this is the Most High's hit list, and who he's coming to take down when he sends his son back. You see, all these are listed, and they all know who we are. They all know we exist, right? And who sits at the head of this great council, this crafty council, is Esau Edom. They know that we exist. They have records that we don't have. You see? They have records that we don't have. And they hate the fact that we came into the understanding of who we are by understanding what's written in the scriptures, what's written in the Holy Bible, right? This is Genesis chapter 6. Genesis chapter 6, verse 4. It says, there were giants in the earth in those days, right? When it talks about giants, it's talking about men of great stature. It's talking about those of great stature. Let me read that again. It says, there were giants in the earth in those days. In those days, what did she tell Elijah, that doctor? What did the doctor tell Elijah? She said, we can't have gods walking among us. Right? For the past 10,000 years, we've been doing fine on having it done our way. We've been doing fine having it done our way. Why did she say that? Why did she say that? She said we've been doing just fine having it done our way. Huh? Having it done our way. What do these people know in this upper echelon of power? What do they know? They know that once the sons of God come back to their old way, right? Their old way. What did I read in the book of Job, right? Their old way. Then what? We will take this planet and we will rule over it and we will have it done our way. She said for 10,000 years they've been doing it their way. Just fine. But we see what's going on under Esau's rule. We see what's been going down. You see what I'm saying? We see how things have shaped under Esau's rulership. Right? Everything is destroyed. Everything is polluted. Everything is weakened. It says there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. You see? Now let's I got this this little note right here. This was actually written right here in the scriptures by the scholar of Schofield, right? Okay, and it says the sons of God. So this is a scholarly note that's being presented. It says some hold that the sons of God were fallen angels, which kept not their first estate, alluding to the book of Jude, right? Accordingly, this intrusion into the human sphere produced a race of wicked giants. Okay, and we know that there was no real giants like that. It was talking about the men of renown, right? So let's continue on. It says others hold that since angels are spoken of in a sexless way, and because the words took wives signify a lasting marriage, the reference has to do with the breakdown of the separation of the godly line of Seth by intermarriage with the godless line of Cain. You see? That's what is really getting into. That's the breakdown. That the sons of God intermingled with the sons of the ungodly. With the daughters of the ungodly. Right? And so therefore our line was tainted. Our line was tainted. Okay? Let me read that again. Took wives signify a lasting marriage. The reference has to do with the breakdown of the separation of the godly line of Seth by intermarriage with the godless line of Cain. A refinement of the latter view holds that the expression sons of God refers to all the godly and the daughters of men, to all the ungodly, irrespective of their natural paternity. Whichever view is held, it is obvious that Satan attempted so to corrupt the race of the Messiah, so that the Messiah could not come and redeem man. But the Most High salvaged a remnant, and a godly line was preserved. And that's why the Most High said, I have preserved 7,000 men who would not bow the knee to the image of Baal. Right? So, I'm going to read this verse one more time. This is Genesis 6:4. There were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, that they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. Right? So when that woman was telling Elijah that we don't need a race of men, we don't need gods walking among us. You know, we was doing it just fine for 10,000 years, doing it our way. That's showing that they know who we are, and they don't want us to come back. They don't want us to come back into our fullness. They don't want us to come back into our godly state. and start to rule this planet again in righteousness. Let's go to Psalms. Psalms chapter 2. Verse 1. Psalms chapter 2, verse 1. And it reads, why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Huh? Isn't that what just happened? That's what it was written of, right? And that's what went down in the movie. You see, there was all a part of this society. There was all a part of this society where they had to make sure that that these gods didn't come back into the world and understand that they exist. And this is what's going on right now. They have to stop the Israelites from finding out their true identity. Huh? They got to stop these so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, and these speckled bird that's scattered around the entire world. These other Israelites around the world that look like the other heathen. They have to stop them. Huh? They got to stop them from finding out that they are Israelites. You got Israelites over in Europe. You got Israelites that look like so-called white people. You got Israelites over in China. They look like so-called Chinese. The same thing happening in Japan. The same thing in the house. Well, you know what I'm saying. The same thing in Arabia, right? The same thing. Okay, the same thing all over the place, man. All over the place. We got Israelites over in Mexico. The house of Issachar, the tribe of Issachar, excuse me. All over the place, man. And it can't be stopped. It can't be contained. It can't be contained. And Esau has lost his grip. He's lost his grip. He's lost the hold over the minds of the Israelites, right? Because the whole point was to cut off Israel from being a nation, and it starts by cutting off the mind, right? So it said that. So they said that that we will make sure that they don't come back into remembrance, right? Let's get Psalm 79. Psalms chapter 79, verse 1, it says, O power, the heathen are come into thine inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. The dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls of the heaven, the flesh of thy saints unto the beasts of the earth. Their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem, and there was none to bury them. We are become a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that are round about us. How long, O Lord, wilt thou be angry forever? Shall thy jealousy burn like fire? Pour out thy wrath upon the heathen that have not known thee, and upon the kingdoms that have not called upon thy name. For they have devoured Jacob, and laid waste his dwelling place. O remember not against us former iniquities. Let thy tender mercy speedily prevent us, for we are brought very low. For we are brought very low. That cannot be denied. Every single place you go in the inner cities of every big major metropolis or whatever, you will always find the Israelites in the lower state. You will always find the Israelites. Always. It never fails. You see what I'm saying? We are brought very low, man. And these people want to keep it that way. They want to keep it that way, man. They don't want us to come back to the understanding of who we are, man. They don't want us to come back into our greatness. They don't want us to come back into being the gods on this planet, man. They don't want us to take the kingdom as it is written that we're going to do in the book of Daniel. As a matter of fact, let's get that. Let's go to Daniel. This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. It says, "But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever." The saints are going to be turned into gods. The saints are going to have these great abilities that the world hasn't seen in millennia. What did that woman say? She said for 10,000 years. For 10,000 years. How long has it been since we saw Samson? How long has it been since we saw King David? And the greatness that they performed. How long has it been since we've seen the prophet Elijah and Elisha? How long has it been? You see what I'm saying? How long has it been since Moses? And these jokers weren't even on the level of the gods that we were. You see? But what did the Most High tell Moses? He said, "I will make ye a god in the eyes of Pharaoh." Right? The Most High is about to activate his people once again, man. Let's go to Isaiah. This is Isaiah 29:15. "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, Who seeth us, and who knoweth us?" You see, they think that their secrecy is not known. You see, everything is known to the Most High. Everything. Nothing escapes his sight. You see what I'm saying? Nothing escapes his sight. But let's take this further. What happened at the very end of it all? At the very end of it, and Salakia for spoiling for y'all, man. If you haven't seen it, then stop what you're hearing and go and watch that movie. It's fire. Go and watch it. It's straight up fire, man. You need to see that movie, right? But what happens at the very end was it truly proved the mastermind that Mr. Glass was. It truly proved the mastermind behind Elijah, right? That this whole time he played in the minds of the enemies. He played in the minds of the enemies that they were going to go to this tallest building, and they were gonna kill many people, and and have one great big brawl. You know what I'm saying? But he took everything that she said into account when she told him that there are hundreds of high level security cameras, hundreds of them, all around the psych ward, right? She told him that. And then what? He did he staged this big fight, this big brawl. He staged it for the world to see, using all those cameras. Using all those cameras, he staged this great fight so the world can see God's in action. All right. So what is that? What's that going into, man? Because she thought that it was that her mission was accomplished, and she was given another mission. She was given another mission to go into another city and to find other supers that were hidden in those cities, right? Which also lets you know that this is something that they do normally. This is something that they do normally, and that's why we see Vocab Malone getting on the plane, flying from one city to the next city to the next city to the next city, huh? Trying to combat the Israelites. That's what this is all about. You see what I'm saying? That's what this is about. And then when she was in the comic book store and she overheard these two fanboys, talking about a mastermind and how he always has a plan in store even after his death, she started to realize, wait a minute, she was duped. She was duped. Right? She was duped. And she went over there and she went back to the psych ward and she found out that all that footage that those cameras captured, all that footage was downloaded and uploaded onto a secret site, right? And then it was sent over to the ones that Elijah trusted, and they all shared this footage with the world. So the world would remember, that the world would remember, and that the world would embrace the existence of supers, right? And the Most High is going to make the remembrance of Israel worldwide. He's going to make the Israelites known throughout this world, right? And indeed, he's already doing it through his prophets. He's already doing this thing through his prophets, man. The word has gone out through the unicorn, right? What Mr. Glass was using was the unicorn to get the information out. So this is Psalms chapter 19, verse 1. It says, "The heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech, nor language where their voice is not heard." Right? Their line is gone out throughout all the earth. Right? Where are you seeing all this? You're seeing it online. Day and night. Right? There is no speech, nor language where their voice cannot be heard. You see? Everything is given closed captions, and you can read it. You can read it in your own language. You can read it in every language. You can hear it in every language. Right? Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the end of the earth, from the ends of the heavens and his circuit unto the ends of it, and there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. Right? That's why I said in the book of Daniel 12:4, it's to shut up the words of the book. Right? Shut up the book, because men shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased in the last days. And here we are. Knowledge has been increased. And just as it was in the last part of that movie, knowledge was increased. Men were running to and fro and getting knowledge of the potential of God's walking amongst us. Right? Let's end this off with Matthew. Let's end this off with Matthew. Oh, you know what? You know, no, I want something else. I want second Esdras. Okay, second Esdras. This is second Esdras chapter 6, verse 27. It says, For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared. Right? The truth shall be declared, man, and it's being declared right now. Everyone knows about the Hebrew Israelites now. Right? Esau's on the ropes. Just as that doctor who's a part of that secret society, you know what I'm saying, when she found out what Elijah had did, she broke out and screamed because she knew that it was all over. It was all over. Everything that this whole cabal, that these Edomites, you know what I'm saying, and this council, this secret council have done was for nothing. It was all for nothing. The Israelites are waking up, and there's no stopping it. You see? Right? So I'm going to cut that there, man. I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to say, Call Holayim La, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Yahawashi. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, a great millstone of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Yakim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwat that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith, remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. Shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to you all. Barakatha. Shalom. Watch that movie, man. It's a fantastic movie. Shalom.